Earthbound. You either love it or you hate it. You either hate it or love it. Well, in this video, I'm going to rank the cities in the different regions of Earthbound. Let's get into it. Before we start, we need to have some ground rules. In this video, we're going to cover all of the cities in Earthbound. On it, Tucson, Threed, Fourside, all the numbers. Well, not really. We're doing all the cities. We're also going to do some of the regions, okay? So, things like the desert, it's called winter. Gygas's, lair, and other things. That's not really classified as a city, but there's not enough cities. I feel like I should also include some of the regions. Doesn't mean I'm going to include the sanctuaries. I could do that in another video. I don't know, though. Alright. So, first off, from game order of towns, we're starting off with Onnet, Onet, OneNet, whatever. So, we're gonna first off talk about the enemies. Spiteful Crow, Untamed Dog, that's right. Spiteful Crow. All of those enemies are very iconic. Okay. Oh, also Coil Snake. Okay, you can't forget about Coil Snake. I mean, Coil Snake's one of the 5 main characters of Mother 3. So, yeah, I mean, Coil Snake sucks in that game. Because, he's failed twice in a row. Anyways, we're not talking about Mother 3. We're talking about Onnet. That's how I pronounce it. Okay. The enemies are great. Great, starting off enemies. They're literally just animals. You can really tell of how much Ness has grown, because by the time at the end of the game, when you go back there, they're not even there. It's like Starman Jr. and all the late game foes. So, next is the music. The Hub World music is very, very iconic. If you had any other track, I don't think the first town of the game wouldn't be as iconic. I love the music. Also, I want to talk about that one house that you can buy. Alright. This house is so funny. Because on my first playthrough, when I saw that house, I'm like, that's a scam. Then when I got, rich, okay, at the end of the game, when you go back to Onnet and to get that meteorite, you can't buy the house. Because once I went to Onnet, once I went back to Onnet, I remember at that house, and I tried to buy it, but because the whole town is closed down, all the shops don't work, nothing works, okay? You can't buy it. You can buy at the end of the game, after you beat Gygas, and you drop off Paula. You can actually teleport to the house and buy it. That's what I did. But I got worried I couldn't buy that house. So I just wanted to mention that. Also, that secret treehouse, not very secret. Kid there, just let you in. He just let you in. I give OneNet a 9 out of 10 rating. pretty good town to start off the game. Next town. Tucson. Tucson. There's no other way to pronounce it. Tucson. Okay, that doesn't work. Anyways, Tucson. Tucson. Any way you say it. It is an annoying town, okay? Some people like how peaceful Tucson is. Me, on the other hand, I hate it. Hate it. I mean, it's not bad. It's not good either. Okay. Let me give you an example. The bike. You can use it just for Tucson. For like 5 minutes of Tucson. Okay. Once you pass Tucson and you go after Paula, the bike doesn't allow you to use it ever again. It doesn't allow you to use it in the caves or by the hills or even in the Blue Town or whatever. It doesn't work. Happy Village, I mean. Okay. It doesn't work either. Then, once you get Paula and you make your way back to Tucson, you find out you can't ride with Paula in Tucson. So it's not very useful either. Then, you can also minimize your amount of time with the bike to 0. Because if you get the bike, then buy a teddy bear from the mall, guess what? There's not 2 seats, so you can't ride the bike. So you can't ride the bike at all, okay? I think it was such a bad inclusion. I think it was supposed to make up for the lack of sprinting, but it was underutilized. I think it would have been cool if they had the multiple seat bikes. Not sure what they're called, but they could have done that. Alright, but they didn't. They also don't let you sprint in caves. Ride in caves. So it's just a worse sprint. Next is the enemies. I hate the mushrooms because you have to go to the hospital every time you get sprayed by the mushrooms. They're really annoying. Also, there's the black antoids. They're okay because they're usually 1 or 2 hits. They're pretty easily to take out. So that was my rant of the Tucson enemies and why it's bad. Next is the music. The music is good. Honestly, there is almost no bad music in Earthbound. The only time there's bad music is if there's no music. Okay. Like the desert. I'm gonna explain that once we get to the desert. But Tucson, it's not looking good compared to On It, which is a great town. And then the final verdict, the final rating, I will give it a 6 out of 10. Look, it's not bad. It's not good either. It's meh. It just you're not in that town too often either, which is good. It's the shortest town in the game. Basically, what you do is you go over, you talk to Orange Kid, you talk to that one dude, you talk to the father, you fund Orange Kid and Apple Kid. He helps you. You have to go to the to the erase the pencil, then he'll call you, and you have to go all the way back to him. Then once you get it, then you can progress. I love the pencil eraser. It's such a funny gimmick. It's so funny. There's also the eraser, which is later on in the game. But man, the humor of the game is so funny. And yeah. Also, I won't call it a region. I'm gonna call it Tucson because you're not in Tucson too much. There's the area, not sure what you call it. It's like, the mountains that leads up to Happy Town. Happy Town. I hate the UFOs, the cute UFOs, the tree. All of them are very glitchy. The UFO always gets me sick. I heal, then I have an encounter with the UFO, and I have to cure again. Then there's also the tree, which is very annoying because, he's not very hard to kill. But once you kill him, he'll do 100 damage to you. And it is very nerve-wracking because at that point, you don't have like 200 health. You have like maybe 100. Maybe that's a little too high, but final verdict is 6 out of 10. Okay, next town. Happy Town. I don't have much to say about this because, like Tucson, it's very, very short part of the game. I think it's a pretty good, cool town. I love the Franklin badge. It's such a cool moment. You let Paula go. There's also the "Don't go to heaven" quote from one of the Blues. That quote's so funny. But I'm gonna rate it a 7 out of 10. It's slightly better than Tucson because you get to see more of it. And it's also very unique. So, 7 out of 10. Okay, Threed. This is our the fourth town. But, I don't know. The game calls Happy Town. They don't really include it as the 4 of the 4 towns. So, there's Onit, Tucson, Threed, Forsyth, all of them are number-based. Anyways, Threed. There's no other way to say it. Although, there is, in Japanese, it's supposed to be another word. It's on the tip of my tongue. I'll edit it in later. But the only other way is thread. But it's not spelled with one E. So, Threed. It's a very unique town. I really like it. It is very long. It's very long. So, the music is terrifying. Great music. The enemies are very hard. But I like them. They just come down to... Most of them are very weird. There's the, normal spooky stuff, like zombies, ghosts. Then there's trash cans. There's bees. There's tents with mouth. But in the game, not sure why. When you fight them, it's just a face. It's just a floating face. There's also the zombie dogs. Not much I'm gonna say about that. Yeah, they're cool. Dogs, I approve. Zombies, I approve. Zombie dogs, sick. So the enemies, the music is good. The town itself, it's really cool. I really like the sirens in the background. So Threed is very long because you go kind of like Tucson. You start in Threed, then you get abducted from a woman with barely any clothes, and then Jeff saves you from Winters, and that's pretty long. You get saved from Jeff. Jeff helps you. You take down the zombies and 10 with the jar of fly honey. You then fight Master Belch, which is, I think, it's one of the best designed bosses. It's like the second best designed boss of the game because you don't really know what to do at first. It took me many tries to beat that part because the layer is very long, but eventually I found out that I had to use a jar of fly honey. And he's pretty easy with the jar of fly honey. He's very hard without it. You have to grind. Some people say he has infinite health. It is possible though. So he doesn't have infinite health. He just heals a lot. So it's very hard to not use it, but it's possible. Once you beat him, Threed will change, and there will be no monsters, no zombies, and that's Threed. I love the town. I love it. So my verdict, I think it's 10 out of 10 down. Fight me. I don't see any problems with it. It's very unique. It's spooky. And it's also very challenging. It's great level design. Okay. Next region is... Nope. I am not doing this. No, I am not doing this. Alright. We're just gonna go right to Fourside. Fourside. It is huge. There is so much things to do in Fourside. It is very cool. I'm going to count Moonside as Fourside because there's just Fourside. Okay. There's capitalism. That's great. Somehow they find a way to put in capitalism in all 3 Mother games. Just realized that. Weird. The city's huge. There's a cafe or a bar. The city's just huge. It's filled with cars and taxis, and it's really fun to go through. Then there's Moonside. The golden statue made a 3rd appearance. I haven't really mentioned it in On It or Tucson, where they both show up, but it's a very important statue, and it represents greed in Earthbound. But yeah, that's like the main boss of Fourside. The music, it's such a great theme for a city, and it just gives this like feeling of like, man, I'm in a huge city. I'm in a huge city filled with like blue people, and yeah, there's in the city in Forside. There is some drunken people in the bar, cafe, and it's great. Love the city. Yeah. Would I rate it? I'm going to rate it a 10 out of 10. There's so much to do in the city. It's as long as 3. There's just so much dialogue and so much character depth. And just great character dialogue, and that's why I'm going to rate it 10 out of 10. Next region is Saturn Valley. Now, Saturn Valley is very, very short. It is more like like healing. It's supposed to prepare you for your fight with Master Belch. It is a very fun town. There's the Mr. Saturns, which aren't very intelligent, but they did make a time machine. 2 time machines, actually, in one day. So, you can call them smart, I guess. Anyways, they're very silly. They say boing and zoom every single sentence. They're goofy Oz. They're the goofy Oz gobblers. They're really silly. I'm going to rate the music now. The music is, like always, great. The characters, the dialogue, it's very hard to read, especially on a Super Nintendo, but, So, fun fact about this Mr. Saturn, they actually have the same handwriting as the creator of Earthbound's daughter. So that's right, Mr. Saturn is Earthbound's founder's daughter. That's a good game theory for you, MapHat. But hey, that's just a theory. An Earthbound theory. Anyways, for the English release, obviously, the same handwriting isn't the same, but they did still make it silly to match these alien race. Also, it's very interesting, Ness can understand them. Maybe he doesn't. Maybe he just can kind of understand him. Like, with most people with Spanish, you can get the, large purpose of what you're saying, but you're not going to really know the details. I'm going to rate this region. It's not really a town because there's no really normal houses. There's just shops, which isn't a bad thing. I'm going to rate this region a 7 out of 10. Next region is Summers. What? Come on. You want me to rank the desert? No. No. Oh. Just because it's a ranking video, I have to rank the desert. Okay, fine. You may have never played Earthbound. Maybe you love the desert and it's your favorite thing. I don't like it. Why? Because of everything about it. See, this whole time, this ranking system, it has been about ranking the people that you meet, which in the desert, it's almost no one. It's about the music. There's no music, just beeps and boops. The aesthetic, okay, it makes you feel desert-like. And then the most important detail is it fun? In my opinion, it doesn't exceed in any of those aspects. It is very tedious with, the dungeon man, the monkey cave, the Sanchez brothers. It just very tedious, and it was always this very dull part of Earthbound. There's rarely ever a bad moment in Earthbound. And I guess I was too harsh with Tucson. Maybe I was too harsh with Tucson. But this, it just fails all of my previous rankings. So, what I'm gonna rank of it, the music sucks because there's no music at all. There's no characters except for the shop, the worker, at the work site. There is the Sanchez brothers, and that's it. Maybe you can count Dungeon Man. I just don't like the desert. It's just not a very fun place. It's also very annoying because of the monkey cave and the sun, what's it called? The sun poisoning. It's not just, yes, okay, it makes you feel like you're in the desert, but it's not ever a fun level. I prefer gameplay over realisticness when it comes to games. Take it with, I don't know, like Halo 5 Guardians or Halo 4. Both of those games have great graphics compared to Halo Combat Evolved. But does no one ever still play Halo 4 to this day? No. They go back to Halo CE. So it doesn't matter about how realistic your game is. It matters if your game's fun. And Earthbound is definitely very fun and charming, but this one part of the game, it sticks out like a sore thumb, and it's just not very good. So that's why I'm going to rank the desert a 3 out of 10. Still not horrible. Like, it's still Earthbound. There's still stupid stuff like the Sanchez brothers and crawling inside of this, like, tower. It's still, like, if you love Earthbound, you'll love this part, but, like, gameplay-wise, it's not very fun. And that was my rant about the desert. Next region. The next region is Summers. Summers is a great town because it is on a beach. Why wouldn't you like a beach? It is also very unique because it is horizontal, and also there's barely any shops. Let me explain. In the other towns, like on it, Tucson, Threed, Forsyth, there's roughly the same store in every single place, like Pokemon. You know, it's the same exact people in there. But Summers is different. There's no drugstore, there's no mall. All there is a club. There's the only way to get food there is from a restaurant, which may take a little bit longer, but it is a very unique town. That is why it is a great town. And the music, like always, is a banger. The characters are great. Pooh shows up for the first time. Love that name. What I'm going to rank it based off of music, based off of uniqueness. I'm gonna rate it in a 9 out of 10. I mean, man, Summers sounds like a really cool town. Oh, what's that? We have a call. Hello?
Hi. What's your name?
What? Why would I tell you my name? Okay, fine. My name is Matt. You're my friend? Calling from my college? I'm not going to college. Your name's Tony? Okay, that's great. Well, hi, Tony. I don't remember you, but okay. That was weird. Anyways, back to the next region, Dalam.
So Dalam is a very short place. Like, probably the shortest teleport able place to go to. Has a very short spot in the game. I'm just gonna rank it really quickly. The music, of course, is good. The enemies are not very diverse, but they're good. And then the final ranking is going to be a 5 out of 10. We don't get to see it very much, so you can't really get much out of it, but you could get mad at me. So that reason, I'm gonna rank it 6 out of 10. Something I forgot to mention about Dalam was actually the uniqueness of the different textures of the chests or presents, whatever you call it. I call it chests. Just all RPGs I call it chests. But the textures are actually different. I wish they did it with other like regions or towns of Earthbound, but this is very unique. I'm not going to change the ranking though. If you're mad about 6 out of 11, click off the video. Please don't. Deep Darkness, or the Swamp. It's just like basically a more unique desert. It is not as annoying as the desert. Even though you'd think it would be more annoying because you're more slow and you're like being held back and you can't really run away from enemies, it is actually more fun than the desert. That's why I'm gonna rank the music. And not much to say about it. The enemies is good. There's what's his name? Master Belch 2.0, basically. And it's a pretty solid area. So I'm gonna rank it a 8 out of a 10. Speed run. Okay, first off, we're gonna start off with Tenda Village. It is a great town, great music, great copy off of Mr. Saturn, except they're less iconic. I'm going to give this town a 7 out of 10. It's really cute, and yeah. Next region or town, the Underworld. It uses the sprites from Mother. It's a cute gimmick. It's right after Tenda Village. You fall down the hole. It is good music. There's dinosaurs. Who doesn't like dinosaurs? So I'm gonna give this region a 7 out of 10. Okay, speed run over. Now, Magicant. I'm going to only cover the peaceful section of Magicant, not the ending section with the Kraken and all the other enemies. So it starts off, you wake up in Magicant, and you see all your past, everything you went through in the game, and it's a pretty cool moment leading up to the end of the game, and I really love it. So I'm going to rank it a 10 out of 10. It is wacky. It is as wacky as a dream should be. Also, there's a very iconic flying men, so I'm going to rank it 10 out of 10. And that was my Earthbound ranking video. This whole video was opinion only. I had like a lot of hot takes in this video, but it's my opinion. If you disagree, you could write in the comments, or if the comments are off, screw you. Now that was my video, so go watch my other videos, and yeah, subscribe. Wait, what? There's another desert. No! There's another desert. Scarabia? No, I'm not ranking this. No, I'm not ranking